I've been told.
I don't know, but I've been told.
Boot camp's back with all new goals.
Boot camp's back with all new goals.
2-week program providing.
2-week program providing.
Challenges for your reading.
And some for your well-being.
Courtney's leading us with pride.
Courtney's leading us with pride.
With 18 co-hosts by her side.
18 co-hosts by her side.
Sprinting for you 2 weeks long.
Sprinting for you 2 weeks long.
So you can finish all your prompts. Read your books, work out, get strong. So gather your books up, read us. Gather up your books, read us. Time to meet your drill leaders. Let's meet all your drill leaders. MJ launch 2021. Reading this life till it's done, friends and fun. Kelly lives in publishing. Curse Dragonship Publishing. Reading when not editing. Horror, sci-fi, fantasy. Alicia reads with purpose fast. Alicia reads with purpose fast. Books and budgets built to last. Books and budgets built to last. Jaleesa's got the family fire. Jaleesa's got the family fire. Drama books that never tire. Drama books that never tire. Team Dakota both are here. Team Dakota both are here. Collaborating turns their gears. Month-long sprinting twice a year. Dee Dee's halo always glows. Just an angel reading prose. Got her angel reading prose. Lushette shuffles tarot cards. Lushette shuffles tarot cards. Reading fate and sprinting hard. Reading fate and sprinting hard. Kita's force is strong, no doubt. Kita's force is strong, no doubt. Books and Star Wars, she geeks out. Books and Star Wars, she geeks out. Leslie reads all it inspires. Leslie reads all it inspires. Loves Rice AMC vampires. And Rice AMC vampires. Jessica Kiwi reads the beats. Jessica Kiwi reads the beats. Song-based collabs are her treat. Song-based collabs are her treat. Bonnie's library is stacked. Bonnie's library is stacked. Reading but collecting fast. Reading while collecting fast. Mel's been reading since grade 3. Mel's been reading since grade 3. Taking after her mommy. Fantasy to Stephen King. Atia sprints through the night. Atia sprints through the night. Sometimes till the morning's light. Sometimes till the morning's light. Paula brings the game time vibe. Paula brings the game time vibe. Trivia with Jackbox Live. Trivia with Jackbox Live. Kiana has IG flair. Kiana has IG flair. Dance mom sprinting everywhere. Dance mom sprinting everywhere. Shauna's bag has romance scenes. Shauna's bag has romance scenes. Bare chest thrillers catching dreams. Bare chest Gucci's catching dreams. Chantel haunts the horror list. Chantel haunts the horror list. Spooky stories always hit. Have you read this? This shit's lit. Sound off. Double time. 1, 2. Sergeant Courtney leads the class. Sergeant Courtney leads the class. 6 phases for you to pass. 6 phases and you'll be back. You've got options, so don't cry. You've got options, don't you cry. You can choose how to get by. Choose the branch that fits your style. Air Force, Army, or Marine. Air Force, Army, or Marine. Read at fitness or get lean. Both sides double or just read. Max non-fiction psychology. Non-fiction psychology. Hydration, self-discovery. Meditate and stretch daily. Call your family, call your friends. Call your family, call your friends. 3 days without booze and then raise 1 down, 1 for the win. Barracks next goes blue or green. Barracks next goes blue or green. Military and indeed. Repping the military. Pick a part to exercise. Body part to exercise. 10 new channels you'll subscribe. 10 new channels you'll subscribe. Then pick 1 book to unhaul. 1 book or more to unhaul. Donate then you're in mess hall. History is in the mess hall. Horror, sci-fi, fantasy. Horror, sci-fi, fantasy. Read at least half physically. Clean your diet then you need. Clean your diet then you need. To cook a new recipe. Try out a new recipe. Move on to the shooting range. Shooting range, okay, let's play. Time to smash out a whole phase. Our favorites surpass the space. Add another body goal. Add another body goal. And tidy up the space you troll. Clean your living space control. Giveaway brings comedy. Romance, fun, and you're cozy. Now treat yourself to something. Give yourself some kind of treat. No alcohol, 3 more days. No alcohol, 3 more days. Assess your habits and update. Now it's time to graduate. Boot Camp Readathon. Get some. Boot Camp Readathon. Get some. Get some.
love that intro, y'all. Be jamming. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Boot Camp Readathon. You know, this is the readathon that is the 1st to the 15th of January. So we're halfway done. We're getting our body, our mind, our mentality done. We're reading all of this stuff. This is an overall readathon for any and everybody, whether you're a physical person or not. As you know, there are 3 different paths. One where you're reading books, one where you're doing a few different things, and then there's one where you're doing a lot. So make sure you check out the description box below. It is not too late to join Boot Camp Readathon, and it'll tell you all the details, okay? So this is a pop-up sprint for me. I got out work early last night, so there was free time on the schedule, and I figured I would go ahead and do a workout with me, okay? For those of y'all that were at boot camp the last 2 times, then you know that, I do or try to do a few days where, we sit there and we work out on camera a little bit, and, and then we read some of our books, okay? So I'm sitting here on the floor in the spare room, so very bare knuckles here. Don't need to disturb the husband in the other room. So I am tucked away, okay? As many of you know, I do at-home workouts. That's my jam. It's easy for me to keep up with that. Don't have to go to the gym. So I like that very much. So today, I am actually going to do a workout that I have never done before. It's a channel that I've seen quite a lot. I am very much into Grow with Joe. That's my that's my go-to as far as with workouts. But I know there's a whole lot more people in channels that do workouts, okay? So that is what we'll be doing today. Now, I don't want to be copyright because I already have a video that I'm disputing the copyright on with YouTube. So I will actually, you know what? I need to let you know. Actually, you know what? I will just... let me see. I'll put a link in there, and then and we'll do that. So let me see here. Let me go. Sorry, I'm going through a few things. This was a pop-up thing for me. So, if it seems like I'm discombobulated a little bit, it's because I am trying to get things situated. I was going to work out anyway today. Getting off work early was very nice. So I like the idea that I could, and since there was time, I figured I would just go ahead and put this one here. Otherwise, I would have scheduled it. But I'd be sleeping early thing in the morning. So when I get off work, so I did not want to schedule something that I could not commit to. I'm just looking to make sure that the video on my phone is the same video that I am about to put the link here for y'all. Now, like I said, I have not done this video at all, okay? So forgiveness is key, okay? Workout I am doing. We're going to be until about 11 because I have stuff that I am needing to do, okay? So about 11 and then we're out. Peace out, okay? Let me see. I'm just trying to hold up a second. Sorry, that's Kelly and Alicia. Okay. Sorry, yeah, just trying to piecemeal some admin stuff back here. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to just keep it on my phone here. And let's see, what else do I have? I guess I could do a timer. That way something else is on the screen with me because I don't want to put this one on the screen. Let me see. So let me know how y'all are doing, what's going on, all of that fun stuff. If you're going to work out with me, like I said, we're going to do a 30-minute workout and then we're going to read and go from there. So it'll be, we'll get out of here around 11, maybe before, maybe a little bit after. But it will, be a good time. Okay. We can always use a little workout. I mean, who doesn't, right? Trying to get this timer to maybe where I would want it to be. 39 is good. Okay. That's roughly the time period. So, excuse me, a little bit under the weather. Well, I wouldn't even say that. Just a little scratchy throat I woke up with this morning. So, so been doing a lot of throat clearing here. Let me actually put the workout that I am. Okay, so the sprint link for the workout is well, sprint link, but the link for the workout that I'm doing is in the chats here. For Boot Camp Readathon, every single day I put a workout inside of the chats. I haven't done it today. This is the one I did yesterday, and I was like, "Ooh, this one looks pretty interesting." I'm trying to diversify my profile on who I work out with. Because Grow with Joe, lover, will continue to do her. She will still be my go-to, but I'm always looking to add something else to the mix to see if something else resonates with me. Let's see. We have working out with crap. This is this title name is so crazy. Juice and Toya. Toya. Oh crap. I can't spell. Okay, is that going to show? There you go. All right, there we go. See chat. See link. Yeah, I can't spell. Link in chat. There we go. All right. I just want to make sure that y'all have all the information just in case you want to do a little workout, a little fun time here, okay? So I am going to put this timer. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how much time to put on it. This right here is it says a 36 minutes workout here. So you know how people, they be talking. I'd be like, stop talking in some of these videos. Get to the workout. So I'm going to put about 35 minutes on the chat here to account for, or on the timer to account for maybe some talking they will do, okay, and some stretching and all that jazz, okay? It is always important to stretch, so make sure you do that. Like I said, here is the link for the workout that I am doing. Should be a fun time here. So I'm going to put that right here. And let's see. I wonder if there's a way. I'm trying to figure out, y'all, how to do a few different things on my screen here, okay? We'll do this because I want to, hopefully that works. I've never done that before. All right, well, I want to put the timer side by side with me. Share the screen. Is it going to work? No, it did not. How does it do that? Anybody know? How do we do that? Change the layout. Maybe I have to do this. Oh, look at that. There's me. Can I do it this way? Technologically savvy is not my thing, but we are working it out, y'all. Let's see which one we like better. Do I like side by side better? I think I kind of like this one better. All right. So this is what we're going to be doing. We are going to be working out. Okay. So have your weights. I think you need some weights for this workout. Like I said, I will be copyrighted if I put this on screen. So I'm not. So if you are looking at this, oh crap, that is Juice and Toya. Beautiful couple, both in shape. Goals right there. Okay, so we're going to start right now. It is a 30-minute workout. Their workout is 36. So take a look at the link in the chat for the workout that we are doing. You will see my struggle card through this. Okay. I will actually leave this on camera on so you can just see all the struggle there. Actually, you know what? But I'm going to put on mute so y'all don't have to hear me grunt and stuff. And we're off. I forgot to start the timer. Okay, we're going to go back. By the way, this is a full body workout. Okay, I just did 2 stretches. So I'm going to go ahead and just start the timer. I'm going to start it where it's at. I will say thus far, I do think this workout's a bit slow for my taste, but I definitely am breaking a sweat. So set one is done. This workout is so cute because they have their little baby. So the guy is switching off. I guess, Toya is switching off with Juice. So Toya is the lady, and of course, Juice is the guy. So he's about to work out. Okay, let's go. Okay, so juice is kind of juicy, okay? Getting my blood pumping and a lot more sweat. But I like how fast paced his workouts is. So I definitely think I enjoy his portion more. Less breaks, but still both very productive. Okay, set two. Whew, okay, that was the end of Toya and Juice. Okay. Whew, oh man, they were a good workout. I definitely broke a sweat with them. Okay, let's do a little cool down here. Whew, whew. I'm stretching my inner thighs, doing the what do they call this? Child's pose. Yeah, I don't know if you can see me here. It's nice to have a nice handy dandy mat right here. Oh, just gonna do some stretching till the end of the time here. Ooh, stretch out those inner thighs. Oh, that's definitely an area I don't think that I concentrate on enough, those inner thighs. I have those thighs that tend to be juicy and kind of rub together. I like a little movement. I'm not afraid of that. But it's nice to stretch them out and get them toned up a little bit. Ooh, stretch them out. I've definitely noticed this week when I've been concentrating a little bit more on that's the area I don't think I hit up too much. Whew. Take your arms up above your head. So I said this earlier, but Toya and Juice, I guess they're a couple with a little cute. It's adorable. I think I did one of their workouts last year or something, but hers are a little bit more slower paced, a lot more breaks. His are a lot more fast paced, less breaks, more reps. I think I like his a little bit more at this point in my life. I'm one of those people that I take my workouts at my own pace, but I definitely like somebody that can keep up and that maybe has a little bit faster pace or on the same pace as me versus it being slower. That energy there. A lot of times when I'm working out, it makes the workout go so much faster with an audiobook. I tend to mute a lot of times the sound on the videos and listen to my audiobook. But first time doing the workout, I definitely like to hear them. And so did not have an audiobook this time. Once you get to know how somebody works out, then it's a little bit easier to follow without sound. On-screen prompts are nice though, but always give yourself a little bit of grace if you're not, doing as well as you should, or as well as you would like to, okay? It's all in baby steps in getting to the ultimate goal of just healthiness. To me, I'm not about weight loss when I work out. I'm about just trying to stay healthy and keep moving and keep fit, and fitness is a lifelong goal, okay? I struggle, as y'all saw through that workout. I took a few breaks and I struggled through that. And that's just how it is for me, and that's fine. I do 30 to 40 minute workouts about 3 to 4 days a week. I try to hit it 3 days a week. Unless lots of stuff going on, 3 days is my minimum. 4 days is my max. I'm pushing it if I get to 4. I talk a lot about workout, but it's only 3 to 4 days out of the week. But I do try to do some sort of stretching, even if it's while I'm making something in the kitchen or feeding the dog. I do some sort of stretching almost every day, okay? I'm flexing them ankles back and forth, okay? Them feet, it's definitely needed. It feels tight here. I've concentrated on strength training for like the last 2 years. I ditched cardio, like a formal cardio workout where you're walking and running. I'm not about that life anymore. Well, that's not true. Let me go back. The whole cardio where you're like on the lifter and running, things like that, I don't do anymore. When I work out, I normally go for like a cardio sculpt, or, just something to get your heart racing a little bit, which something like this will get your heart racing. So there's a certain amount of cardio, but I concentrate a lot more on just strength training. And I do like walks. I will say that I take walks a few days a week and I enjoy the walk. So that's about my only formal by itself cardio that I do. I like to break a little sweat, keep a little higher pace, but nothing too intricate. I may throw in a little exercise doing that. Whew, there we go, y'all. I'll continue to stretch up here. Let me get a little bit closer. That's cute. All right, let me get a little bit closer on my mat. It's nice to have a nice mat. Well, the mat that I'm using actually is a child's mat, like a child's play mat that I was blessed to have, and it works so wonders. Whew, sweating all over the place. But I like this one better than any other mat that I've ever had for working out because it's plush and I keep it in half, but you can actually unfold it and it's huge. My husband and I have both like stretched on this sucker in the past. So it definitely is nice. Let me see if I can get this off the screen here. Whew, whew. I hope y'all found some value in that workout. It's been nice. I enjoyed that quite a lot. Okay, we're not done though. We're going to do a little bit of reading. I'm gonna get to the chats here. I promise y'all. Let me take this one off here. Hold up. Work. I'm just changing this. Worked out with juice and toy. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So I'm just continuing to stretch out my legs a little bit more. But this was nice. We're going to do this again, probably a different workout. But tomorrow, which was my normal scheduled day, y'all, look, these glasses are fogging up. The perils of wearing glasses, I tell y'all. Wow, look at that. All right, so here's the chat. Hello, this is me. Thank y'all for coming. This is the workout that I just did. Okay, I think it's their latest video, if I'm not mistaken. I saw it and was like, I gotta do this one. And I definitely enjoyed it. I'm trying to get some nice arms here, y'all. Okay, nothing sexy on a woman than some nice arms. Okay, don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You can have some muscle and still be feminine, okay? Nothing's wrong with the little bulk, toning up, type things. It's really nice. I would love a nice kind of muscular back a little bit. I got little spaghetti arms and stuff and things, on the movement. So trying to get that together, that and the butte. It's a never-ending struggle, but those are the areas I'd like to just get stronger. I think it helps with health issues too when you get some strength to you as well. Okay. Hello, Infinix Library. Popped in to give you a like. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. I hope all is going well. Let me know in the chats if y'all have stretched, if y'all worked out, if you did something. I'm all about with boot camp of getting moving. Okay, just getting your body moving and doing something. Okay, you don't have to do the same thing as I do. Just get moving. Okay, drink plenty of water, y'all. We are slacking. What are we doing? Okay, no water. Okay, that works. Ooh, I definitely need that. I woke up with a little bit of a sore throat. It seems like it's going away. I think maybe it's just dry throat, but I drank plenty of water yesterday. I don't know what's up with that, but hopefully I'm not getting sick. Hello, Beth Ann. How are you doing? Good for you getting the workout in. I'm trying, like I said, a few days out of the week, just getting moving. I really enjoy at-home workouts. Up until the pandemic, I had a gym membership and I tried at-home workouts, and they just weren't for me. And with the pandemic, when the gyms closed, I started at-home workouts, and it was just a game changer for me. I'm so much more consistent, I think your best motivation is yourself, okay? And I'm definitely learning that, so kudos. Hello, Christine. How are you doing today? Let us know what's happening. Leslie says, good morning. I'm getting ready for work and popping in to tap the like button and say hi. Have fun, everyone. You too as well. Hopefully work goes quick. It is Saturday. No, hold up. Today is Friday, y'all. My days are mixed up. I was actually supposed to work last night, which meant I would be sleeping right about now. However, I got out early. Had some change in plans. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So I am not mad at that at all. Okay, I can definitely use a break. You got a good workout in when those glasses fall out. Exactly, right? Exactly. I'm just a hot girl, just emanated, Strength training is the best thing a woman can do as she ages. That is true. And that is something that I took for granted when I was younger. And that's something that I have definitely learned, okay? All in due time. I concentrated so much on running and things like that when I worked out or when I was younger. And I mean, I've never been a huge person. I've definitely been bigger. And like I said, it's not all about that. But I will say that once I started concentrating more on strength training, I lost a few pounds and my weight has been very consistent over the last few years. So, I would say that's definitely worked out better for me. Um, Sometimes it's daunting to say, oh, I'm going to go run 3 miles, but to say, hey, I'm going to do a 30-minute strength workout. And I use 5, 8, is this 8? 5, 8, and 10-pound weights. That's it. I don't use anything more than that. Okay. So, and generally, most of the time, these little flotation looking devices, yeah, Walmart had, I got these from Five Below. Walmart's were much more expensive. But I wanted them to be smaller and more compact. But these weren't super expensive. I think they were like $8 a piece or whatever. But that's all I need. I don't need anything more than that. I'm not trying to bulk up and be this huge person, just trying to tone and, do a lot more reps. And I had to build up actually because I have weak wrists, medical stuff. So I built up with these 5-pounders and I still use these too, do a lot more reps. But I had to build up from the 5 to the 8, which is what I use. And then I got this 10-pounder. And this is what I consider my heavyweight. I wouldn't do bicep curls with these. I probably can, but one of my wrists is more of a struggle than the other. So I like to keep them consistent, keep it cute. So I do the 8s. But, it's you do you in whatever fashion. You don't need a whole lot of fitness equipment. I've had different fitness equipments in my life. And at this point in my life, I have these weights. I have these 3 sets of weights. I have a fitness mat. I have I have a Thigh Master. Yes, I like my Thigh Master. I use it while I'm watching TV. And I have some TheraBands and an exercise ball, which I probably need to blow up. I don't think I've blown it up since I moved here. And that's it. And I'm okay with that. I go to my gym at work, but I use the free weights when I go there and do a little, arm exercises and stuff when I go there, but nothing too intricate. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm not a professional. I'm just trying to keep it moving, keep the bones, keep the bones intact. You know what I'm saying? Hello, Lachette. How are you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The other day, girl, that meditation you did, it is not important to win. It is not important to win. It is important to have integrity. Yeah, I need a 2-phrase like that, like 2-line sentence meditation. Because you did that one for me, and I was like, you know what, I could dig with this. I even closed my eyes and did it, because I was in the mirror and staring at myself. It was kind of weird. But yeah, I felt relaxed. I enjoyed that a lot. So I need to do that a little bit more often. Just a two sentence meditation. Those long, sometimes they have those big long lines. I can't do it. I can't remember it. But that was very, very changing for me. So I appreciate it. Lachette is a Boot Camp Readathon instructor as well and does meditation and yoga stuff. So very relaxing, y'all. Beth said, I've got to go do some training videos from work. Enjoy the reading time. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming by. And I hope work goes well, okay? Lachette said, I took it for granted when I was younger, too. I didn't really work out after high school, though I did play volleyball. But I was a string bean and was just happy to gain weight. Yeah, that's how some people are when they're like really, really tiny and they're wanting to gain weight and happy. And then people that are bigger are like, I want to get smaller. So I feel like just be happy in whatever skin you're in. And I know that's easier said than done, especially women. We have our insecurities and the outside world tends to tell us what we should look like. To me, I stress to people to tell yourself what you should look like, not what the outside world tends to think of you. I think some people have it worse than others because there's the potential to fit into a mold. I will say, as an African American woman, I never felt the pressure from the outside world as a whole about what I should look like, because I grew up in an era where people in magazines and the masses didn't look like me. So I knew I couldn't strive for certain things. So the only pressures I ever really felt was inside of the Black community about what body type I should have. And you know what, that kind of speaks volumes to a certain extent about how we feel about ourselves. People don't realize that, words hurt. Outside influences, especially on young girls, especially, make a huge difference. I grew up with aunties and mamas that think it's okay to comment on body type. Ooh, you got a little bigger. Ooh, you got, those little things are not okay. It makes it, gives kids a complex. But I think knowledge comes with age, confidence comes with age and with time. So give yourself some grace to go through the different emotions and iterations of yourself to come to who you are, and we're always a work in progress. I mean, I'm still learning who I am, but I definitely am at the point to where I don't need somebody to tell me who I am and what I want to look like. I don't need somebody to tell me my booty big. I know it. I might like that booty big, that bigger booty, or I might be working on it and give me a little time, so that's one of those things. I'm glad you liked it. You can look up short mantra meditations. Usually there are ones in this. Yeah, I was actually looking that up. Yes. Very beneficial. Very beneficial. Christine says, yeah, once I hit university, I stopped exercising really. I had to pick it back up seriously a few years ago when I started listening to health podcasts again, women aging and menopause, etc. Definitely. See, I was in the military, and so exercising is part of that. So I had that discipline with that. I mean, I kind of lost it after I got out and stuff to a certain extent, but it's always been with me to have my own internal motivation. I don't know if it comes from that or just my childhood, but I worked out with that. But I concentrated, like I said, a lot more on cardio and, to hit that physical fitness test we had twice a year. That was my goal. But I will say that I probably exercise a lot more consistently and don't dread it as much now because I do it for myself. Versus, for I have to make sure I pass this test so I, don't have issues and get kicked out, But yeah, I think strength training is definitely something that I picked up a whole lot more in recent years, I think as you get older, you get scared about certain things. There are a lot of meditation cards, manifestation decks, etc., and they will have one or two short phrases on each card. So you can shuffle and randomly pick one each. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Is that like a tarot? I'm not really into tarot. It kind of like, I don't know, it's just not my thing. But I don't know. I'm one of those people to where I feel like it's nice to just kind of like I'm trying to clear my mind, so I'd rather not look at something, type thing. That's my issue with like looking at something. Because even like when I was doing it the other day, I was trying to look at random things like around to concentrate and focus on. And I see the benefit of that. But I was trying to be like, us, our minds are racing. My mind doesn't ever shut down. So I was trying to like take deep breaths as I was saying it, It is not important to win. It is important to have integrity. I like that. Like I was trying to just clear my mind to see if there's something I can just clear. And if I felt myself looking to something else or visioning something else, then I would hone myself back in. So that's something that I'm trying to do because I used to have issues with sleeping and trying to clear my mind. And it inevitably goes other places. So I want to kind of just have a blank space. You know how guys do? They just zone out. You tell them, hey, what are you thinking? Nothing. They really are thinking nothing. Okay. Us women are always thinking something, even if we say nothing. I want to think nothing. I want to think about my breathing or just do breathing, like be on autopilot, I don't know if that's possible, but I'm trying different things this month. I will say that. I use the military PT test standards to find goals. Oh, there we go. Okay. I will say the weight standard, because that's part of PT test. Like twice a year with the military, we would do our PT test and then we would be weighed. People that don't meet the weight goal, because a lot of people don't realize there is a weight component to the military. There's a weight standard to get in and there's a weight standard you have to maintain throughout your career. Now, it gives you a little bit more grace as you get older because there's age brackets and stuff, but there's a weight component to it. And you can get kicked out for that. Many people, especially what I found is Black female, and I know they've changed things since I got out, so I think it's a little bit more fair, but I'm not sure how much. But we tend to have different body types as Black females, and I think with eating habits, a lot these days. I think a lot of people's body types are changed. But when I was in, it was a big thing with Black females. We tend to have more curves in certain areas. And our weights tend not to conform to that chart. And so they have a tape test. So if you meet the tape test with measuring components, then you're fine. And they have this extrapolation number. That was not friendly as well. So I struggled sometimes, especially towards the end. I struggled with meeting. Now, I was never taped, but I was definitely borderline when it came to that weight standard. So that's one of those interesting things out there a lot of people don't really take into account or think about when it comes to the military of, keeping it together, sucking it up. I mean, I see many of women sitting there doing vinegar, what's the thing, the icy hot and the saran wrap, like a day or two, starving themselves to meet a tape test. And it's really sad, I just didn't want to be that person because I know they were stressing all the way until the end. And I was not trying to be stressing like that. So, yeah. Because even with modern standards, like at my weight, like I am considered overweight. And I'm like, really? I mean, I'm not the skinniest person, but I am not huge by any means. So being considered overweight, I was just like, wow, I'm not 120 pounds and will never be and don't desire to be. But our weight standards are set by certain individuals in this world. Read a book, Bad Fat Black Girl. It will open your eyes about a lot of things. But the weight standards are not set by people that look like me, have my body types, or probably desire to have that arena. So it tends to be skewed a bit. Okay. So like I said, don't let anybody tell you that you are not good enough or that you aren't who you should be. Okay. That's their problem, not yours. Lachette says, no, it's not tarot. They'd be called meditation deck or manifestation deck. Ooh, okay. I might look it up. They come in a card form because a lot of people find it easy to have something small but legible with phrases. I might have to look that one up. I wouldn't mind having some phrases. That's for sure. Okay, that'll work. Yeah, I use the age standards, like my goal for 40 is what they have for a 40-year-old. Yeah, it's a struggle sometimes, y'all. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. Lucia said, I've been tall and thin most of my life. I don't feel insecure necessarily, but I was aware I fit certain standard. But I was also always hungry and cold. Yeah, that's how it is, girl. I feel like it's nice to have a strong circle of support around you. Not enabling. That's not what I mean. Because a lot of people think, oh, you have some people that are enabling. Like if you're a big person, you're surrounded by a lot of big people that they're like, yeah, girl, keep eating. Like that's not what I mean. Things like that. Okay. It's about having a support circle around you that can tell you yes or no and give you an honest answer. Be like, hey, girl, look. Last year you picked up I don't say it like this, but be like, girl, last year you picked up 20 to 30 pounds. Cause that's a thing, be like, hey, it would be nice to, maybe for health standard, let's like work out or let's, evaluate, hey, what's going on? Can we talk? Hey, you want to go take a walk together? I think there's nothing wrong with that. It's toxic when you be like, girl, your ass is big. Okay. That's not support. Okay. I've seen both sides of that spectrum. Okay. One's toxic, one is supportive. Two different things. Hello, Ren. How are you doing? Welcome. We're going to do a sprint. I promise y'all, because this is workout and read, although it doesn't say that. It might be like a 20-minute sprint because we need to be out of here as close to 11 as possible. But I swear we're going to read. Lachette says, I wanted to be curvier, though, like my family, but I had some boobs and butts, so it didn't bother me. Yeah, girl. Okay, boobs and butt. Okay, boobs and butt. There's some folks out, and it's to each his own, okay? But I know a lot of people tends to think about what the gender that they like, what they like, right? But I'll just go by guys because that's what I like. There's plenty of guys out there that like some TNA and don't care about the stomach in the middle, okay? So don't be wrong. Some of these people out here thinking, yeah, hey, you gotta have a flat tummy. No, you don't. I got a little gut. I got a little gut. I ain't got no T, but I got some A. My man is okay with all of it. Okay. So, you know, no, I used to be real conscious about stretch marks and cellulite and things like that. But everybody got them, even the skinniest girls. Now, I'm not putting it on display for the world to hear, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit there and shirk in a corner like I'm not good enough, you know? So, like I said, listen to your body. The Raven Scholar. You've been on that one a minute. How you liking it? How you liking it? I am reading still A Sky Full of Elephants. I just got to While the White People Walked into the Ocean, y'all. This book is awesome. I already know it's 5 stars. It's going to be something that's going, it has to be something strong to make me say it's not. Okay. Good book. Good book. I just use it as a goal just to orient myself. Not that I'll really force myself to get there. I mean, it's nice to have a goal or have something that you can use as a standard for yourself. Okay. Just make sure I always say, as long as it's not something that gives you a complex. Okay. That's why when I look at fitness videos, I like to look at people that look like me to a certain extent, because there's so many kind of unrealistic, like my husband's friend has a wife, right? Nice girl. She's tall, blonde, probably barely 100 pounds, had 3 kids, and literally got one stretch mark right there on her hip, like one tiny little stretch mark that you can't see. Otherwise, just nothing else. She's flat chested and flat in the back, but thin, blonde, pretty, you know, kind of what the world of holes considers, I guess, or what models consider pretty, whatever, that industry, right? She started doing fitness coaching stuff, right? And she was talking about this is my moment of truth video and stuff, and talking about how, you know, I was fat at the height of my pregnancy. I think she said she was like 140 and she was huge. And if you follow this fitness plan, you will look like me. And I'm like, B, I'm over 140 right now and I ain't had no kids and I'm good with that, you know? So I'm just saying it's unrealistic things like that, you know, and no matter how much I follow this girl, and not that I did, I stopped following her. Actually, when I saw that video, it was delete, unsubscribe. But it was the idea that no matter what you do, sometimes you will never fit into a mold of what somebody says you will fit. It's just not meant to be. Okay. And so it's kind of insulting when people are like, you're just not working hard enough. You know, you didn't get to 120 pounds, so you're not working hard enough. You know, last time I was 120 pounds, I got sick and dropped a lot of weight. And I thought I looked like a scarecrow. Okay. So that was just not okay. but yeah, it just doesn't work sometimes. Okay. So you got to kind of figure out what's realistic for you, you know, what's realistic. So you don't I always go back to don't give yourself a complex. But there's a lot of resources out there, you know, and I'm big on modifying, especially when you have health issues. Modify. Like this last workout I just did had a lot of squats. Okay, I took some of them out. I do not like lunges. Next time if I do that workout, I'm going to take those out too. I'm okay with squats. I don't like lunges. They make my knees hurt. When getting on the floor and do push-ups, I can't do it. My wrist doesn't bend. So I do modifications for things, you know, so you got to figure out what works for you. Good support. Exactly. A good support system will help you. And that's in a lot of arena. That's not just fitness. That's medical as well. There's a person I follow called Princess Does. She used to be Castle Library, right? And she sprints on Sundays, which is always a good wild time. I love it. When I don't work, I'm there, right? But she talks about how she's a Black person, and she talks about how she has a strong Black community surrounding her. You know, she has a Black, I think, dermatologist. She has a Black neurologist. She has a Black hair lady, a Black regular doctor, you know, and it's not to say that everything has to be that. It's nice to have that, because there's not a lot of times in your area, you can't find that. She stays in California, so you have a lot more options. But she was just saying that it provides her a support system of people that understands her. You know, like I went to a dermatologist, you know, and I went to a few of them, and the clinic I go in, they rotate them around. And, you know, I had a lot of I had a lot of white people basically telling me I'm not doing something right, that did not understand my skin type, all of those things. And it was one day I walked in and there was a black female dermatologist, and I'm telling you, I almost teared the hell up. And she understood exactly what I was talking about because I was also going through some hair stuff, and she understood the issues that go into black hair and things like that. So it was just a very nice time to have somebody kind of understand you. And it's not to say that other people don't understand you, but I work in healthcare and there is a lot of biasness of people in healthcare, and some of them don't recognize that. And when you try to give them a little gut check about it, they get in their feelings a little bit. So you just have to surround yourself with people that understand you, regardless of who they look like. Just make sure they're an ally, okay? In certain areas, it tends to be people that look like you, which is why people in power tend to want to surround themselves with people that look like them, and that's a whole nother problem. So anyway, yes, find people that look like you. I have a stomach now and I'm doing yoga folds. Is not simple as it was in high school. These curves are just bigger. Yoga instructors tell you how to adjust. Exactly. I posted a fitness video by, I forgot the name. Anyway, somebody the other day, because every day, which I'm going to shortly, post a channel, but it was a bigger woman doing fitness, because they do. Like, there's all different types. I stopped following all those super skinny people that do fitness stuff. Like Grower Joe is thin, I like her, she's fun or whatever. But I stopped following Chloe Teen because I think all of her stuff is just, but I like a bigger, like there's a one chick, Brick Built Apparel, that I like. She was a thicker girl. She had booty, she had T, like she was fit. Okay, don't get me wrong, but she wasn't super thin. She was somebody that if I got my ish together and was in the gym and doing them weights, I could be that. I don't have her discipline, so I'm not doing that. But I could envision that being my person, But anyway, there's lots of plus size people out there that are doing fitness. So you got to find your people. Find somebody that resonates you. Okay, regardless of what they look like. Okay. Having non-white dermatologists is so awesome. Even the South Asians I've had realize eczema looks different on dark skin. Exactly. You know what's funny is I saw a IG video the other day, and it was they were talking about representation in the medical community, and the lady was saying she was a nurse practitioner. Anyway, she was some sort of medical doctor, whatever, in the ER, and she said she got called to the bedside of a patient, and they were saying the patient had frostbite, and she went over there, and it was just hyperpigmentation. But the medical people were saying it was frostbite because the person was a dark-skinned individual. And she pointed out that when you look at videos and images like online, because I do this all the time, I'll Google something random, and they were saying the images that they show you generally of a medical condition all tend to be on lighter skinned individuals. So a lot of medical professionals tend not to know what a medical condition, especially skin related, looks like on a darker skinned individual. And you are more likely to be misdiagnosed as something else. And even Angelina Jolie, she got the whole rainbow arena of her 20 kids. She was even talking about that, about her darker skinned kid was being diagnosed as something else due to race. And I thought that was very interesting. Okay. And I watched Dr. Pimple Popper. I don't know if y'all watch her. She's a good time. If you like nasty shit like I do, that would be really fun to watch. But she would be popping pimples and stuff. And she was the one that pointed out to me. She was like, a lot of the time when you have cysts and stuff like that, in darker skin tones, that color of whatever comes out may not be like a creamy white. It could be like darker or blue or even black because it's skin cells and things like that. And so that comes out different in different colors. So as a great dermatologist, you need to recognize that, so you're not giving your patients a complex. Very interesting. Christina, hello, Instructor Christina. I am happy you are reporting for duty. Make sure you rewind the workout and do it, okay? No, just at least stretch, okay? Here's all the announcements. We're going to hit the like button, all the stuff. Stop by the mess hall, arts and crafts, drink some water. I'm determined to finish this water bottle before we get off stream, y'all. Oh, here's tons of links. Okay, here's the Discord. It's a good time. I'm gonna be posting it there later. Here's the convoy for the sprint. I do believe Lachette is next, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, thank you. There we go. I would love to stay on till 2, but I have to go take my dog somewhere. So I'm happy I was not able to, I had to work, so I was able to come on this morning because it was an open slot on a Friday morning, y'all. That's great, right? Find your people for your height. That's two. And they tell you how to adjust machines if you use them for weights or your stance. See, I never thought about that because I'm a shorty. I'm 5'4". I never thought about that. Height too. That is true. That is true. And also when y'all are looking at those scales for weight, like I said, weight isn't everything. I go based off how I look and feel. But if you're going to look at the number scale, which I do, but it's not like set in stone for me, take into account height. Because someone that's 5'7", 140 is different than 5'4", 140. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Okay. I'm all about, I use the word, give somebody a complex. I'm not about that. I did get these on the convoy too. Thank you. Yeah, I posted it like 5 minutes before I came on. So I appreciate it. You're on it. Okay, y'all, we got 30 minutes left before I absolutely have to get out of here. Okay, so let's do a 20-minute sprint. Okay, let me put the 20 minutes. And we're going to read. Okay, I'm reading A Sky Full of Elephants, which I love. I am excited. I'm just going to see how it all pans out. Okay. So I got that here. Where's the screen sharing button? Screen sharing. Hold up a sec. Let me put some comments here. Sorry if y'all hear me. My husband is in the other room just talking loud because that's just what he does. Okay. That says at the bottom. We are going to share this. Is that gonna go? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna just leave that right there. I'm probably just lay here right here on the floor and read this book too. 5'11". Oh, you're tall, girl. Okay. So many of these women for workouts are petite. I've never been petite. I am, I guess I've been compact. I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, you got to find something that resonates you. If you can work out with somebody that's super skinny or somebody that's big or just somebody that's a different body type, then have at it. Okay. I just know as I get older, I like representation. I grew up without having representation. So to me, just that principle alone is why I seek to try to find somebody more that resonates with me since I have more options. But they got to get the job done. Okay. If you don't get the job done, then I'm out. Okay. I'm so sure that I have a hard time finding an exercise bike that I can use. Yeah. You got to put that to the lowest rung there. Get them kid bikes. I have seen exercise bikes for kids too. Oathbound. Oh, okay. I heard that's a goodie. Goodie. Okay. Keep at it. Okay, we got like a 20-minute sprint. Okay, let's make this count since we've been talking. See you in 20.
Camp Readathon. Get some.
And that was the sprint. How did that reading go for everybody? I'm reading A Sky Full of Elephants. I didn't look to see how many pages or where I started, but I'm on page three. I was going to say 340, 358. Enjoying it thus far for sure. Let me get this off the screen. Hopefully, y'all have had a good morning. We're going to be getting out of here in the next few minutes here, but hopefully, you've had a good morning. Did a little workout. Hopefully, you did a little stretch. I continue to stretch, of course, because I'm on the mat. That's what I do if I'm on the floor. I will be, what time am I? Is it 8, 9? Tomorrow I will be doing this again. I think it's 9 o'clock that I will be starting sprint, but we'll be working out again and reading. Okay, trying to get this book done either today or tomorrow. Lachette says, I thought it was Tuesday because you were on and I knew I was up next. Yeah, it was a pop-up. There was time on the schedule, surprisingly, on Friday morning. So I was like, okay. I would have liked to have signed up for it in advance and been on longer, but it's probably a good thing because I want I'm having to do something. So, but there is still time if anybody wants to do boot camp. Let's see, 11, and the Lachette starts at 2. So you got a few hours if somebody wants to go in between there. Christina says, I have put them on the lowest and still couldn't not reach it. Oh, on the settings for the bike. How tall are you? But I found that one that is sideways, but it's also a rowing machine. I still have to put it on the lowest setting. Yeah, when you're short, you definitely have to adjust machinery. When you're really short or really tall, you have to do a lot more modifications than kind of those in between more common heights, but it's worth it. You choose you and do what you need to do. That's just a little bit more arm workout, to get those place settings where it's at. Recumbent bike. Oh yeah, that's the one where you're like this. I see people friggin' riding around on the streets out here. Florida is weird. People love their bikes and their scooters. Okay, you'll just see random people on these like super expensive bikes. I tell you, just roaming around. Hello, Molly. Having a lot of trouble getting out of bed today. Hopefully, this will help. I hope it does. We are about to get out of here, so hopefully, you're able to hopefully, I put this time right. For some reason, I'm second guessing. My sprint says till 11, right? For some reason, in my head, I'm thinking I said 2. I hope I did not put that. I don't want to give people hope that I'm going to be here longer. Did I even put a time? Hold up a sec. I'm just trying to look. Okay, I did. Oh, I don't know why I was second guessing the time frame. Yes. Well, I hope that you're able to get out of bed in the next few minutes. Start your day off right. If not, then do a little meditation and stretch in bed. Nothing wrong with that. This is what got me out of bed. I was thinking, okay, I could probably, I need to work out anyway. Maybe somebody else wants to work out with me. Recumbent bike and a box. I need to clear space to put it up. You got that. You got that. Go ahead. Tinker Toy. There we go. You can do it. I plan to play more Lingo Legend for the rest of the sprint and get up during the chatty bit. And you have a plan. There we go. Okay. See, Molly has plans. Hello, Miss Swing. How you doing? Sounded like a scream. Yes, definitely whistle. As motivation there. I do like that at the end because it lets me know that the sprint is done. Get some, because I normally set a timer if I walk away. Obviously, I didn't this time, but if you don't have something to tell you, if you're not looking at the screen, then you can miss. And I have definitely done that. I've been reading and in my feelings and reading, and then it's like this. The sprint ended, an hour ago. Not that long, but a few minutes. Molly says, did notice that was the last sprint. The 15 minutes was helpful anyway. Yeah, this is a short one. I would have liked to stay longer, but I have things to do. If I didn't have to go take my dog somewhere and take a shower, I'd like to stay longer. But I definitely need to get out of here. It's going to be a quick run, rush for the shower, and get out of here. Okay, so I am going to get out of here now. it's been a good morning. I will say I've enjoyed it. I feel refreshed. Didn't do my ab workout, but I can do that later. I always finish all of my workouts with an ab workout that's just independent of it. Or if I have more time, I may take like a nice little leisurely walk or whatnot around the neighborhood. But that's okay. That's okay. Can do some other stuff later. So, but that is definitely the last sprint. We're going to get out of here and enjoy the rest of our day. Just remember, you are good enough as you are. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But there's nothing wrong with working on yourself in whatever fashions. Okay. Y'all have a blessed day. Stay safe. And hold up. If I can take this top off. There we go. And hydrate. All done. Bye, y'all. Have a great day.